Okay. I guess we can start until Joe gets back in. I'll lead the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's see. Okay, I guess we want to, Carl, can we go to the next slide? I don't see. Okay, we have birthdays in June. I haven't seen Joe in, here comes Joe. Hold on. I do not want to lead everybody singing because everybody will get off the Zoom meeting in 2 seconds. Joe, are you there? Oh, I gotta find him. Joe, are you there?
Okay, you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm on with my iPad. No, I don't see, okay.
There's the screen. We did the pledge.
All right, now, how do I get, you did the pledge, all right, so we got the June birthdays.
Yep, I refuse to sing because I thought everybody would get off.
Okay. Want to wish everybody happy birthday. Ira, you're turning a milestone. You're going to be a nonagenarian. Congratulations, Ira. And we have a number of other birthdays. So on behalf of the membership, want to wish everyone a June birthday, a happy birthday, and I am not going to sing a solo.
Comment. It's only a number.
Very big number.
All right.
You look young for your age, Ira.
Okay. We have a 15-year anniversary, Bob Herwick. Congratulations, Bob. And I'm just trying to get the, okay, I got the participants, but I don't have the, as a separate, I'm not used to my iPad on this. Okay, next slide. All right, today we're going to have our board meeting at 1 o'clock, and we had asked for suggestions. A number of people have given us some ideas, but our major items that are going to be up for discussion are, do we have summer meetings? If we do, how many? Another issue is how do we approve attendance at the Zoom meetings? We're currently running at best 65%. I know there are some people that are concerned about security. Some people don't have computers that are capable of getting the Zoom. So we're looking into that. Then obviously, what are we going to do with the future events? For our future events, how do we plan for them and moving, try to move forward? Again, this situation is so fluid. You just heard from the governor. Now they're going to allow live graduations. Churches are starting to have in-church meetings or masses or, but again, we're looking at it from a demographics that we are all the most vulnerable, and how do we move forward if the government says we're allowed to. So then there are a couple of other items that we have to look at where we are with our budget through the end of the year. Again, things being as fluid as they are, we don't know what we're going to be doing. So now, normally we have our coffee and snacks, and we have sponsors for it. And we haven't been doing that since early March. However, if you would like to sponsor coffee and snacks for a celebration or dedication, please mail Carl Funch a $50 Dunkin' Donuts so he can have coffee for us. That is a spoof. Today we have Lori Price will join us at 11 a.m. So if we do end the meeting earlier, maybe we can continue with some of our discussions until Lori joins us. But it'll be, again, similar to what she had a month ago, or a little over a month, 6 weeks ago. Next week, we have State Senator Carlo Leone. Will speak on the state of the state. And then thanks to Phil Schechter, his daughter has agreed to be a speaker. She is a major in the U.S. Air Force. She's a chaplain, and more than a chaplain, she was one of the first women chaplains. She's got a tremendous resume, so you'll be hearing more about that as we go on. But we're glad to have her. She'll be coming in. She's stationed in Germany. So we're really going to test the international capabilities of Zoom. So she'll be joining us from Germany. And I've got a couple of feelers out for June 25th. See if we can get somebody on the 25th. Ira, you there?
He has to unmute himself.
Okay, I did. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Last week, we had a attendance of 64. Everybody received the minutes, I presume. If there are no corrections or additions, it's up to President Joe to approve on behalf of everyone.
Acting president. I'm acting in that capacity. So I approve. Thank you.
Thank
Ira.
you.
Okay, June 11th, Bob Butke is back on. We will be talking at 9:20 on technology and specifically cloud computing. So glad to have Bob back on the schedule. And I'm sure we'll have June 18th and June 25th. Joe D will probably be back, and maybe Art will be back again, because I think the 9:20 discussions have been rather stimulating.
Is that when he'll start? Budkey at 11 at 9:20?
Yes. Okay. Due to the fact that most of the members are in the higher risk group for COVID-19 due to our ages, not necessarily catching it, but dealing with it. The normal SMAS activities will not resume until we're at least in phase 3. The likely start for phase 3 is late July. But I'm sure other people are doing their own things, and God bless you and stay safe as you do them. Stu, you want to talk about options to be discussed at today's board meeting with regard to the picnic?
No. We'll discuss it at the picnic. I'll be having a review next week's meeting. I'll tell everybody what we decided.
Okay. Next. I did think we somehow mismanaged to speak about the fishing trip. Is there a fishing trip slide, Carl?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, Mort, go ahead.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've stayed home waiting by the mailbox and nobody wrote, nobody calls me, nobody wrote to me. So I think you can take the slide off. It doesn't seem to be much interest at all. I'm very sorry to report something like that, but my personal feelings are it might be a little too early for people to do something about this program for July. Also, I want to report that I just got a phone call from a member who has no idea that we're meeting by Zoom. And I don't know what you do about something like that, how you report about it or how you educate people. But I wonder if there's just one or there are many, many people out there who are not computer savvy and have no idea what's going on. You know, if you miss a meeting or you forget about it or you're out of the loop, so to speak, with all the computer things that you can do with a computer, then it just goes over your head and you don't know.
And Mort,
Mort, has he been getting
this is
email?
Carl. Mort, this is Carl. Steve and Stu and I have been talking about this situation, prompted by other board members being concerned about it. And what we've done, we've gone through the membership list. We've compared the names of the participants at the Zoom meetings with the list of members that normally attend board meetings, which, as you know, is about 110, and whereas we're only getting 60 or 70 or so people. And our intention is that once we've identified the people who would normally attend meetings but are not doing Zoom meetings, we're going to be contacting them personally by email or by phone and determining whether it's lack of interest, lack of computers, or whether they just need some kind of assistance getting used to the system. So
Okay,
we're going to address that issue.
that's wonderful. Thank you. I'm very concerned about that.
Yeah, the other thing, Mort.
Thank you for bringing it up. It was a board agenda item for today, and Carl has spoken to it. So we will discuss it further and take the appropriate actions.
Yep. This is Steve for 1 second. In line with that, please make sure that your screen name reflects who you are, not iPad so-and-so or just your first name, because that going through the list, we can't tell who it is iPad 531. So there's the ability to rename yourself and put your first and last name, and that way we really know who it is. And I say last name because we have more than one Alan.
You are not identified by the name.
What's
you
that?
You are SMAS Communication.
Yeah, I know who I am. That's who our account is.
But be nice to everybody else.
Yeah.
Perhaps you should explain.
Everybody knows me.
Okay, I'm just going to mute myself again.
Okay. Monday, October 5th, we're planning on the fall golf outing, Sterling Farms. Sign up will be in September. I think a number of us have actually been playing golf, and social distancing is quite easy. That will be, if they keep on saying the same rules, October 5th will allow for cart paths to go 90 degrees to the ball. So that we should have an okay, and I believe they have more than enough carts to take care of our membership going out early in the morning. So the only question is whether we will have a luncheon, which we will probably not, but depending on lifting of restrictions, we'll deal with that as it gets closer. Next slide, please. The annual tennis tournament is scheduled for Monday, October 12th. Hopefully, everybody will be in some kind of decent shape to play, and will be able to maintain social distancing. I've played doubles yesterday and at my club, and it's really no problem. One of the guys came up from Florida. He said, let's play with 4 cans of balls. We actually wound up with playing with 1 can of balls, and we have disinfectant hand lotion at the entrance to the courts for both before you come on and when you come off. So it shouldn't be a problem. Next slide, please. I turn it over to you, Carl.
Okay, there's been no new applications for membership in the past week, but we do stand at 8, which is a pretty good performance considering the circumstances under which we're operating. Do we have any guests on participating in a Zoom meeting today? All right, and do we have any of you members who have brought guests in the past or who have been talking about in the past? If there's anyone you would like me to contact by email and send them the trifold and information by email and application forms, please send me an email and let me know about it. Okay. This morning we have Carl Shapiro, who's a new member, a second Carl, actually it's a third Carl. We now went from 1 Carl to 3 Carls. Carl Shapiro, Carl Funch, Carl Rosen. And Carl Shapiro.
You got Carl Martino too.
Oh, that's right. I don't see him very often. Okay, that's very good. I'm glad I'm corrected. The more the merrier. So Carl Shapiro, go ahead, unmute yourself and proceed with your biography, please.
Carl, actually, you said I was going to do it next week, but if you want, I can do it right now, I guess.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm getting 1 week ahead of myself. No, we'll wait.
Carl, if you're ready, I'm just thinking we got an extra 15 minutes today.
Okay, I'll do what I can. All right.
We won't hold you for 2 minutes.
Good morning, everybody. It's nice to be here, and I'm glad Carl Bunch invited me to join, and I appreciate that. Just to give you a background on myself, I was born in Paterson, New Jersey. Please don't hold that against me. I grew up in Montclair, New Jersey. My parents owned a candy store there, and we lived right above it. And I guess you could say one of my superpowers is I know how to make an egg cream. As far as education goes, I have a bachelor's degree in business from what's called the College of New Jersey now, but at the time it was called Trenton State College. And I got an MBA from Pace University. Most of my career, after spending a couple years in public accounting, I spent most of my career with Metro Media in various roles, from internal audit to business manager of one of the radio stations in Washington, D.C., to being controllers of a telecom company they had, as well as different VP positions in various businesses they were in, including fiber. They built cable and radio systems, as well as paging systems in what was the former Soviet Union back in the 90s. And then eventually they went into, I was with their cable company, their fiber company, Metro Media Fiber, and subsequently left them and went into consulting. For probably the last 15 years of my career before retiring about a year ago. And in the consulting area, I focus really in the cable and broadband industry, mainly working for a consulting firm called Last Mile Communications, which managed rural cable systems in places like New Mexico, Utah, Colorado, and the last project we had was in Mississippi.
Breaking all up.
I'm sorry,
Here.
you can't hear me? About a year ago, I did retire, and I've been focusing on doing volunteer work. I've actually lived here in Stamford for the last 25 years with my wife and my 3 children who are now grown up, 2 sons and a daughter. Like I said, I retired about a year ago. My hobbies are really, I like movies and chess, and just recently I've mainly been doing a lot of walking. As far as sports goes, I'm a big fan of the Dallas Cowboys, the Yankees, and the UConn women's basketball team. And since retiring, I've been involved with Future 5, coaching students, high school kids apply through the college process, doing tax prep for the AARP program, also tutoring accounting at UConn, and doing volunteer work at Temple Bethel. And recently, since I've been stuck home, I've done work for a company, volunteer work for a company or for an organization called Catch a Fire, which gives you different short-term projects to help various nonprofits with specific needs they have. And it's really been that really what wraps it up at this point on what I've been up to. And I'm glad to be here, and thanks again for inviting me, Carl.
Carl, Larry Holzman here. As far as your egg cream proficiency, presumably you only use Fox's You-Bet syrup.
You got that right.
And the seltzer has to come out of the seltzer bottle to give you the right.
Yeah, but it's hard to find that these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't find a seltzer guy around anymore.
That's too bad. But anytime you want to have a challenge to making egg creams, I'll take it up.
All right. That could be an event by itself.
Carl, welcome to our organization, and look forward to having you be an active participant with our group. Again, thank you for your
All
presentation.
right, thanks, Joe.
Go ahead, next slide. Phil.
Welcome, Carl. Hello, everybody. Good to be here, and it's good to be back together with the group. And in our effort to share with one another, we have this item about Ernie. Thank God is out of the rehab and is at home. Very grateful that the message was given to us. Larry, you had sent it, didn't you?
Yeah, I had been informed by another member of it, and he asked that I inform you. So I'm very happy to hear that, and was happy to do so.
Does anybody have anything else they'd like to share about members in the group without invading their privacy? We walk a fine line. But...
Bill, quick question. I understand that you spoke to Stan Pelter.
Yes, a few weeks ago.
Okay. All right. I've been trying to call him and getting, his voicemail being full.
Yes. I had to call 3 or 4 times before I finally reached him. And in the late afternoon one day, he picked up. So keep trying. That's all I can.
Okay. Thank you.
I know it's very frustrating. You get the voicemail, you think you can leave a message, but he hasn't entered the voicemail box. Anybody else? I'd like to just suggest that what Steve said about straightening out your name on the screen can be done by clicking on Clicking on what? Steve, help me. Steve, are you there? I guess he's doing other stuff.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Where do we correct the name on our screen?
Hold on. You know what? I don't. I believe it's on.
I can help. I
Yeah,
can help.
this is,
Yeah.
If you click your own picture and you see a little blue thing that says mute and 3 dots, click the 3 dots, you'll see the word rename. Click rename, and then you can type in your name, then hit enter.
you don't actually click on it. You just bring you bring it to the cursor to the upper right hand corner, and then it appears, and then you click on it.
Yeah.
You've got to
Oh, no,
click.
you said click on it first and then go to that. But if you just bring it
Gotta
to
click
the upper right hand corner, the 3 dots appear, and you click on that.
No, not 3 dots. Click on your participants, and your name is first, and you
Oh, but if you
click on it, you rename, and it works very simple.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
two.
there's
The
I guess
3
there's
dots work also.
There's 2 ways of doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just gave myself an honorary Doctor of Divinity
Okay.
by hitting my name, and then a box appears that says stop video, mute my video, pin video, rename.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Rename, your name comes up and you can do anything you want with it. Anyway,
You have to put your real name.
And to satisfy everybody, I just changed my name. SMAS Communications.
Me too, I just did too.
hi, Jack.
Hello there.
Good to see you.
Uh,
We have to put our real name.
Oh, did we finish up with the slides?
A couple of you also have your pictures very narrow. I think Charles Pine.
That may be if they're on iPhones.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
iPhone, right.
Did the slides go off?
Yeah, Carl. You're muted, Carl.
He needs to share his screen too.
Larry, are you listening? Larry
I
Holtzman?
am.
Larry?
Yes, I am, Bill. I hear you.
Yeah. If you're the host, would you give me permission to record the meeting? I'd like to record it because it comes on in and out.
I am not the host. Steve takes care of that.
The meeting is recorded and it is up on our website usually within a day.
You get it right from your website
From the SMAS website.
rather than my
So-
recording it on my machine.
Yep. And it's also available on YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube as well. Okay, thank you. Are guest speakers included in there, Joe?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. So we can get
You get the whole meeting, the whole,
the whole McGilla.
Shebang.
The morning, the 9:20 session is not recorded.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
all right, our next slide up is Dick Harper. Dick, are you there?
I didn't see Dick on the attendance.
No, I don't see him either.
Okay, well, go back to that slide. Okay, I guess he was going to advise us today, but if he's not on, we don't know what the next selection for June is. So the longer you guys are going to have to practice some speed reading. So we'll find out.
Lou Terry may know. Lou, do you know what the next book is? Is Lou, maybe Lou's not on either.
I can tell you what the next book is.
The next book is going to be about Korea. It's called On Desperate Ground or something, and it's not going to be till August. So we're not doing it June or July. We did the book yesterday. Took us a while to get to it, but we all had a meeting about Code Girls, and it went well.
There was an interesting discussion yesterday on Code Girls.
Yep.
And the full title of the book is On Desperate Ground, The Epic Story of Chosun Reservoir, The Great Battle of the Korean War. And then the author is Hampton Sides, S-I-D-E-S. And that'll be August 5th at 1:30.
Okay. Maybe Ira or get that information and can send an email out to everybody, unless there's a separate book club.
It'll be in the minutes.
Okay, great. That's perfect.
It'll also be on the next slide, of course, next week's slide.
All right, items for discussion. Bill Munko, I see you got your hand raised.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
I hear you, Bill.
I hear you.
You're muted now, Bill.
Bill, you got your jacket?
Bill, you're muted.
One quick thing to say, it came to my mind just a little while ago. We were discussing the amount of people joining Zoom. And this is for next year. I know it's way out. If next year we have snow days, could we automatically have a Zoom meeting so we don't lose anything? Present that to the board maybe or something.
Well, yeah, obviously, if we're on Zoom, no reason why we would have to cancel because of a snow date. We're home.
No, I mean if we were meeting at the church and we had a snow day, you know, could we have an automatic Zoom meeting? That's all. Just occurred to me.
Oh, good point.
Okay, I'm off.
It would have
Good idea.
I'm going to mark that on my agenda for
Yeah,
later today.
yeah, good.
This is Steve. Since we were on general discussions, just to let everyone know that the city of Stamford is providing free masks to residents today between 1 and 5 p.m. right behind Rippewam Middle School, in between Rippewam and AITE.
Hi,
Just
Peter
so
Fort
that I
talking.
have it accurate, who went over the membership list to determine who's not coming? I know it was Carl and Steve and who else?
Stu.
Two.
Okay,
Stu.
thank you.
Okay. Peter Portman.
Yeah, I just wanted to, I'm broadcasting from the inside the Stamford Hospital, and I just wanted everybody to know I got a new pacemaker put in, and it seems to be working very well. I'm probably not the only one in the group, but I needed it, and it was a success.
Super. Can you show us what view you have out your window? Are we looking at the ocean view, or do you have the mountain view?
I've been moved, but during most of my visit here, I had a beautiful view of from the 9th floor of Long Island Sound, and I could off to the west I could see the New York City. It was, I would say, a hospital experience at Stamford. It's a good one.
A hotel.
Yeah.
I've never eaten so much food.
And it's
Look great, Peter. Congratulations.
I missed
Good
it
luck-
now. Who's
good luck to
talking?
you, Peter.
That was Bill McGuire.
Okay.
Alan Jaffe.
Oh, I put that up when the joke slide came up. All right.
All right. Well, before you joke, are there any other items that people want to discuss? Okay, then the floor is yours.
Okay. 4 men are walking down a street and they see a sign that says Old Timers Bar, all drinks 10 cents. They go in thinking this is too good to be true. The old bartender says, "What'll it be, gentlemen?" Each of them orders a martini. In no time, the bartender serves up 4 iced martinis and says, "That'll be 10 cents each, please." The 4 guys stare at each other. They can't believe their good luck. Finally, one of them says, "How can you afford to serve martinis as good as these for a dime apiece?" He said, "Well, I'm a retired tailor from Phoenix," the bartender says, "and I always wanted to own a bar. Last year, I hit the lottery for $125 million and decided to open up this place. Every drink costs a dime: wine, liquor, beer. It's all the same." As the 4 of them sip their martinis, they can't help noticing 7 other people at the end of the bar who don't have any drinks in front of them and haven't ordered anything the whole time they were there. One of the men asked the bartender, "What's with them?" The bartender says, "They're retired people from Florida. They're waiting for happy hour when drinks are half price." That's it.
Can I go back to discussion? My wife and I went to the testing site behind Stamford Hospital yesterday, 9 o'clock in the morning. We signed up online. There was nobody there. The whole procedure took about 3 or 4 minutes. I know somebody discussed going to one of the other sites, but we'll get our results in 3 to 5 days. The other thing I wanted to say is some voices that of people did not come through as well as others. And if you got a hearing problem, it could be fixed. If you go down to the right-hand side of your screen, all the way at the bottom, where there's a sign of a microphone or a speaker, if you hit on that, you can increase the sound of the microphone if you don't know how to do that, and you can get a louder volume in your microphone. Thank you.
If you come back to the jokes, I have one here. A wife and her husband are sitting around one evening just talking when the wife suddenly asks, "If I died, would you remarry?" "I would," the husband answered. "You would?" the wife asked, a bit surprised. "Would you let her come into my house?" "I would," he said. "Would she be cooking in my kitchen?" she asked. "She would," he responded. "Would she be soaking in my bathtub?" she continued. "She would," he answered. "Would she be putting her clothes in my closet?" she asked. "She would," he said. Growing more exasperated, the wife continued with the line of questioning. "Would she be driving my car?" "She would," he responded. "Would she be sleeping in my bed?" came next. "She would," he said once again. "Would she be using my golf club?" she asked. "Oh, definitely not," he said, catching his wife off guard. "Why not?" she required. "She's left-handed," he answered.
Larry, I told that joke a couple of years ago.
Okay, I got it off one of my golf things. So.
Alan Jaffe, do you still want to?
What?
Your hand is still raised.
Oh, okay. I'll unraise it.
Okay, Peter, are you still? You want to add something?
Joe, I have a short clip to show.
All right, wait, Stu.
Okay.
I'll call on you.
All right, good.
Okay, Stu Madison, go ahead.
I'm going to share a little funny strip of several slides you might find amusing. I'm going to share my screen. I can find my screen. Hang on a second.
Your screen should be right at the bottom.
I know to share. I'm trying to find the screen that I want to share. I have PowerPoint. I got a PowerPoint up here. Oh, hang on a second.
Oh, can I go while you're finding your PowerPoint?
Yeah, go ahead.
The question is, why is it the bicycle wasn't able to stand up on its own? The answer is because it was too tired. Wrong.
Okay. All right, I got it. I got it.
That's good. Mm. Wow.
Back to you.
Very good, Jim.
Thank you, Stu.
Back to you, Joe.
Okay. Christie's iPad just came on. Alan Sosnowitz.
Where is it?
Who is Christie's iPad?
We got it. We got it. Okay, you know, my grandchildren are being homeschooled like a lot of other kids. And they were here this weekend and my granddaughter said, can I help her out? She wants to transfer.
Oh, God.
Is that it, Alan? You got to have a couple more.
Give me a minute. I'll come up with some more. Take someone else right now.
Well,
Anybody else have anything?
well, this is Alan Jaffe. If you need, I could fill in with another joke.
Go ahead, Alan.
This guy comes staggering out of a bar, very drunk. He bumps into a priest on the way out, and the priest, he says to the priest, "Oh, I'm Jesus Christ." And so the priest says, "No, you aren't, son." He says, "Well, look, I'll prove it." He says, "Come on into the bar with me." So he goes. The guy comes staggering back into the bar, and the bartender says, "Jesus Christ, are you back again?"
We notice how many of Alan's jokes have to do with bars.
You might want to consider borrowing all of it.
Okay. That's fine. Oh, thank you. Larry here. I got a question. Jerry Crane.
Jokes.
Jerry, I noticed you were the only one of the songsters who are on the Zoom. And just getting back to some of the earlier discussion about guys who are not on Zoom, do you have any idea why none of the other songsters come to the Zoom meetings on Zoom?
Not really. I've been in touch with everybody over a period of time just to find out how they are physically and healthy. I can give them an email and say, gee, come on. I know we've had a couple of them once in a while, but not continually.
Cut out the sound because She hasn't arrived. She won't arrive for 10 minutes.
Larry, I know Larry Willinger personally. He doesn't do PC anything.
He doesn't do email either,
He
so
doesn't do- he doesn't- So sending emails to people is not really necessarily the way we need to get them. We need to call them on the telephone.
I have those who do not get email. I have those, and I do call them personally. And Larry is one of those who does not do email. You are correct.
Yep.
You see him, say hi to him.
I will. I see him all the time at the mailbox.
I know.
Yeah.
But I don't think he does anything on the computer.
He does not. Nope.
If somebody doesn't get email, they probably don't have a device to do Zoom with. So
His wife does. His wife does, but he doesn't use it.
Oh,
Thank you. Paul.
It's a tribute to Alan Jaffe.
Oh, I forgot you offered to put that up for me. Yeah.
I got another.
Okay.
Many years ago, my father told me to not go into any strip joints. He said, there's stuff going on in there that you don't want to see. Well, you can't tell that to a kid. Of course I went in. And he was absolutely right. There was something I didn't want to see. I told my father.
I couldn't record it. I had to get permission to record it. And they said,
Somebody's got their mic on.
I just muted. That was Bill McGurr.
Okay.
Okay.
We've got about 10 minutes, I guess. Did Art want to continue his discussion?
Yeah, Art, he's not at his,
No.
hello, Arcady. His chair is empty.
Yeah. Well,
Well, is anything anybody wants to bring up for discussion? We've got, a good 10 minutes. I don't think Lori has not joined us yet, has she?
no.
No, I didn't see it. Come on.
Oh, if you're looking for a time filler, I have an old joke that maybe some of you have heard already, but it's a good one. All right, here it goes. It's called Poor Gladys. So Gladys is in the hospital. She's dying. She feels sick. She feels horrible. She's depressed. She's lying there in the bed, and suddenly there's a flash of bright light, and the clouds spread, and there she is at the pearly gates and facing God. And God turns to her and says, Gladys, what are you doing here? You're not due to die for another 40 years. Suddenly she smiles and the clouds go away and she wakes up the next morning in her hospital bed and she feels great. She's cured. She says, well, since I'm here already, maybe I'll take advantage of the plastic surgery. So she gets her eyes done, she gets her cheeks lifted, she gets her face tightened, her neck tightened, the boobs lifted, the stomach shortened, the thighs and the cellulite removed. And she has to sit there for about a month to recuperate from all these operations. So finally, she's ready for discharge. She gets out of the bed, she looks in the mirror, she looks great, she feels great. She leaves the hospital, goes out on the street to catch a cab, and boom, she's hit by a bus and she's dead. Again, the light, the clouds, and there she is facing God, and she's pissed. She says, God, you told me I have 40 more years. God says, Gladys, I didn't recognize you. That's it. I'm done for the year.
At the request of one of the members, I've put a picture of Bernie Teague up there for those who didn't recognize the name. Here's the face, which you probably will recognize.
Yep.
Bernie Teague.
Teague, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And he and I have already set up a golf date for August.
That's great.
Hey, Joe, you cleared all that snow.
Yeah, I got rid of the snow. I'm gonna click off my iPad. I think my computer came back up on. Thank you, Microsoft, for doing these updates.